What's going on, guys? JQ is back at AMain Hobbies with the Car Black Edition as well as the E-Car Black Edition, both 8-scale competition platforms. This right here is the car. This is the Nitro version of the JQ 8-scale platform. The seals are cut. Let's crack it open, see what's inside, shall we? All right, so right up top, let's see. We've got our diffs. 3 diffs in one package. Everything you need for the diffs. There's no diff fluid. Let's see what we've got here. This seems to be rear arms, gearbox, hinge pins, bearings. Everything we need for the rear assembly is in one bag. I like how that gets packaged up like that. I'm a big fan. Let's see, shocks. Now it looks like these shocks are partially assembled. And then on the back, we've got our machined pistons and then all the little bits and pieces needed to assemble the shocks. Let's get this body out. So this body was made and designed kind of in partnership between JQ and Biddy Design. It is a genuine Biddy Design body, and it is pretty darn nice. Not trimmed. It's got an overspray film though, and it feels pretty sturdy. It's a good looking body. I like it. Biddy Design body. Very nice. All right, what else do we have here? Black wing. Looks like there's a sway bar in there. Our wing stay parts and bits. Chassis guards. It looks like, so we've got our, in the center, we have some dog bones. The universals going out to each of the axles are universals. They're not dog bones. This, there's a aluminum steering arm in there, as well as servo saver parts. Let's see, another gearbox. This is our rear arm gearbox assembly package with more hinge pins, bearings, all the pieces needed for that rear end. Here we go. Shock tower. Now the shock tower and a lot of other aluminum parts have that kind of design. It says first 500, referring to the first 500 kits manufactured. So it looks pretty snazzy on there on the front shock tower. I think the rear shock tower has it as well. Looks like there's a sway bar on the back. Lots of other little miscellaneous bits in here. Our radio tray. So the top deck on the radio tray is aluminum. You can see we've got our boxes and then linkage for our throttle and brake setup. Here's our chassis braces and some other bits. This is an aluminum rear chassis brace. This has been extended. It's longer than the old car. The front chassis brace is plastic, and the rear chassis brace too, it also has that design on it, that styling. First 500. This is our tank, tubing, engine mounts, clutch bell, engine parts. This guy right here, so this is interesting. Is that our rear hubs? So our rear hubs, aluminum rear hubs, are all assembled. The bearings, the hex, the universal, it's all assembled in the rear hub. There's some turnbuckles, turnbuckle ends, all sorts of different miscellaneous bits in here. That's cool how they assemble some of the parts. Let's see, center diff. There's some discs. Center diff brace, or not brace, but the center diff pieces are aluminum. They do not have that first 500 design going on. And then these are our front knuckles and what would you call them? Caster blocks. I have a loss for words here. And they are all assembled. The caster blocks say 18 degrees, and they're assembled with the universals in there. Really cool how that's done. Got the hexes on the end as well as the wheel nuts on there too. Pretty cool. All right, last package in here. Unoiled air filter, and then the housing, and then we have our manual and our antenna straw that came flying out. Looks like some paperwork here. It's a setup sheet. I imagine this is also a parts list. It is with pictures. Let's go back. And then, well, it's a proper parts list also. That's pretty cool. Our Biddy Design window masks for our body, decals, And then last is our chassis. All right, so this chassis on the Black Edition has been extended 3 millimeters, so it's slightly longer. That's why we have that new rear chassis brace. This longer chassis kind of helps put more of the weight forward on the vehicle and provide more performance, according to JQ. And then we've got our first 500 on the chassis. It looks great when the chassis is brand new and not scraped up. But that's it for the box. I just want to point out that there wasn't any shock fluid or differential fluid inside the box, so keep that in mind. If you guys have any questions on any of the JQ cars, you can go ahead and leave us a comment down below in the YouTube box, or you can hit us up directly. My name is Brett, and thanks for watching.